Hey, what's up, Obscure Mic people? It's Bark back in the studio, ready to rock and roll with you guys. So I've got the Saramonic SoundBird T3 in the studio with me. Massive box, my lord. It's obviously a shotgun microphone. And woo, I've got to show you the ins and outs of this thing. What's in the box, how this microphone works, and then we'll talk about it. But let's get to some B-roll real quick, because this is one sweet freaking mic. All right, so when you open the case of the Saramonic SoundBird T3, you're going to find some documentation. You're going to find a carrying pouch for the Saramonic T3 SoundBird. You're also going to find a hard mount. Nice quality, good plastic hard mount with a 3/8 5/8 adapter. You're going to find your charging cable, micro USB charging cable to charge the shotgun mic. Going to find a shoe mount for a camera, and there's also another 3/8 5/8 adapter. You're going to find the microphone, of course. The metal and the quality just as good as the SoundBird T6. And on this microphone, you're going to find that it has an on-off switch. That is because it is completely independent of batteries. Rechargeable shotgun mic. You got a 10 decibel pad, a presence boost, and a low cut filter. They can all be used together. Charging port on the SoundBird T3 is right inside the XLR port, which creates a really good fit, and it does not come loose whatsoever, as I will show you. There it is, plugged in, rests right above the pins, and it is very secure. You are also going to get in this package a shock mount, and of course the Saramonic windscreen. And you're also going to get a XLR cord with the package, but that is up in my home studio. So Saramonic SoundBird T3, fantastic case, fantastic accessories, just an all-around really cool package for $299. All right, so now that I've showed you a little bit about the microphone, I'm not going to do plosives because plosives are just terrible into this thing, so I'm not going to do them without the windscreen, but I will do plosives into the windscreen. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickle pineapple pizza. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickle pineapple pizza. All you need to know is that without the windscreen, that would have been awful. Absolutely awful. But shotgun mics don't advertise built-in pop filters or plosive protection. It's just not a thing. A shotgun mic is an all-around banger for a lot of different use cases if you've got a good one. So I'm not worried about plosive rejection. They included this really good windscreen, and I think the Peter Piper in it did fairly well. Let's get right on top of the microphone so you can see what it sounds like when you're directly on top of the Saramonic SoundBird T3. This is what it sounds like. That's some nice smooth proximity effect, if I do say so myself. Now let's go ahead and do some off-axis rejection. I'm going to turn the microphone 90 degrees so you can hear what it's like talking into the side of the microphone. Now we're going to go 180 degrees on the microphone, 90 degrees the other way, and then we're going to spin it back around to the front of the microphone. Saramonic T3. I showed you the pads, the filters, everything, switches on there. It's really sweet that you can recharge this thing. No batteries included. Just that, I've never seen a charging port inside the XLR port. I saw that, and even though it's not USB-C, like, which I don't care about with that because it's a very secure connection, there's no wiggle, it's probably not going to wear out. I was so excited to see that charging port inside there. I thought that was the coolest freaking thing. This mic is just too cool to not have, in my opinion. Right now, talking into it, it's smooth, it's rich, it's dark, maybe a little too dark for a lot of people, but I quite enjoy the sound coming from this microphone right now. It sounds really good to my ears. And even though it is a tad dark, you know, you can mess with it with compression and stuff like that, but you don't really need to do anything like that to change the tone of the microphone. You can simply come up to the filters here that I showed you in the video. Let's go ahead first and do the 10 decibel pad. I'm going to engage it now. And of course, it shows up as a blue light letting you know that it's on. I'm talking a little louder, but I'll go back to my normal voice real quick so you can hear that 10 decibel pad. Let's turn that off. All right, the 10 decibel pad is now back off. Everything works so beautifully on this microphone. My God. Now I'm going to enable the presence boost. We're going to go with the presence boost. I'm a really big fan of this as well. So in 3, 2, 1, presence boost. Now we've got the presence boost on the microphone. I think it still sounds really smooth, nice and full still, but with a bump up in that mid and treble section there in the middle, and really gives it a little bit of life and clarity as far as podcasting, voice work, things like that go. I think it sounds really good. This might be my favorite mode on the microphone, but again, flat mode is pretty damn desirable to me as well. So again, let's get on top of the microphone so you can see what it sounds like with the clarity boost there, the presence boost enabled. Now when you get on top of the microphone, it is still really nice and rich and full, but not boomy at the bottom like it was without the presence boost filter on. So now we're back in that dark and boomy mode, which again is just smooth. I like everything on this, but there is also a high pass or low cut filter. This is going to take a ton of the low end out, and I'm going to enable that right now. All right, so now we've got the high pass, low cut filter on. Everything is super, super clear. So if you're not a fan of bass or anything like that, you can enable this one. You can also enable 2 modes at once. So now I've got both filters on, the presence and the low cut, and this is what it sounds like. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the presence boost back off, back to just the low cut. So if the low cut is too aggressive for you, again, you can add that presence boost there, and it does give you a little something back across the frequency spectrum. So it's not quite as thin, but it does sound a little funky. So now I'm going to turn the low cut off, and now we're just on the presence boost, no low cut. And again, this is what it sounds like. So now back to the flat mode. Now we're back in flat mode. A microphone with so many options that sounds good, that's rechargeable, that you don't need 48 volts of phantom power for. And let me tell you, the reason I love that it's rechargeable is because if you watch this channel religiously, you're going to know that I'm a big fan of the Tascam DR10X plug-on recorder. Does not provide phantom power. It's a dynamic or ribbon recorder only because it's just a small little box that runs off a AAA battery. I love a microphone like this because I can plug that in there, simply turn this microphone on, and we're in business. So I'm going to do a field test with this as well today. We're going to go outside here in a minute, check it out in that mode, and then we'll sign off on the video. So if you want to buy this microphone, which I do highly recommend, it's a green light all day in my opinion. I love the versatility of this thing, and I love the sound that comes out of it. So if you want to grab this thing, it's $299. Link down below. Trust me, if you think this one's like, if you're on the fence, grab it. If you love your microphones, if you're a shotgun lover, grab it. Let's go ahead and do a field test, and then we're going to get the hell out of here. Field test. Saramonic SoundBird T3 hooked up to a Sony HDR CX430. Road noise. And that concludes the field test. All right, so I hope you enjoyed watching the video about the Saramonic SoundBird T3. Again, this is one of my favorite microphones that I received in 2021. I think we're going to do a video about that too. Best gear of 2021 that I have used, which isn't everything, so it's not a full spectrum fair comparison, but it's at least something. Some of the best stuff, in my opinion, that I tested out in 2021. That video will be coming to you soon, but for now, I'm going to sign out with the Saramonic SoundBird T3. So Bark is out of here. I'll see you guys next time on Obscure Mics. Peace out.